Are you boop too? Hey guys, it's Brendo ST, and today I'm doing the next step in my audio upgrade. If I show you what I did last time, some of you have seen the video already. If you did not, I put a subwoofer in my car where the stock foam thingy was. Unfortunately, what I'm about to do is probably gonna negate the ability of the subwoofer, but we'll see. The amp I got when I did that subwoofer was a tiny little 60 watt amp, and I actually learned something on the forums that the subwoofer was actually, because it's a dual voice coil, it's 75 watts a piece, so it's actually 150 watts, so it's being horribly underdriven right now. So I'll have to upgrade that amp eventually. But today, we're going to be doing these Infinity Primus speakers, the PR6500cs. These were recommended by a couple guys on the forums and some YouTube videos. It's a whole component system, comes with all the stuff you need. The amp that I'm going to be using to power these things is this old thing I dug up a long time ago. I don't even know if it works, but we're going to find out today. It's a 1000 watt 4-channel amp. All these adjustments and everything is real nice. I'm going to be using high level inputs because I don't have line out converters for the RCAs. Got your basic wiring, subwoofer, amp, power wire. You got your speaker wire. I got all my electrical connectors and everything. Hot glue gun, some hole saws because you'll need to be doing some little modifications. Those are 2 spare amps I have laying around. I don't know what I'm going to use those for, but they're there. So what we got to do is we pretty much got to start ripping the car apart. I have no idea how to even do this. We have to take every door panel off, front and back. That's gonna be fun. I have to get to the back of the radio, which I do know how to do now, just because I've done it already. And then we're gonna start just basically playing with that, trying to figure out how to get this off and show you that. Alright guys, I'm going to be starting to work on the radio here while I'm joined with my buddy Leon, who is Fistofpain. You've seen his Orange Fiesta, or his Molten Orange Fiesta, in my videos as well, and he has his own channel, so make sure you check him out. But he's going to be working on the door panels, and he'll get the footage of that with his GoPro while I'm working on the interior part of the stereo here, getting all our wires set up. Alright, let's get to work. If you don't remember how I did this last time, you have to pull this thingy out, and it was a pain in the ass last time. It was.
Parts will be flying.
Yeah. The whole damn thing went flying. I actually broke the connector in the back. And you just gotta pry it like so. That was actually much easier than last time. I think it's because I've done it already. Maybe. Well, this is where I hung up last time. It just doesn't want to keep going. I don't know why. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Come on. Don't break. There you go. Yeah. Alright. Got that out. You got your little connector right here. Push that little tab and boop. There. That's done. That part was easy. Alright. Next part, we got these Torx, which are T25, I think. Let me double check. And yep, T25. So a lot of people say you don't need to take out these two on the far end because they're for the heater vent, but I find it much easier to pull the whole unit out because this comes out at a weird ass angle and you need this moved up a little bit to get them out correctly. I would also take this trim piece off the edge of it, which is super easy as well. You just kind of pop it away from here. I say super easy and then I struggle to do it. Typical. I'll get that in a second. But I'm going to get these Torx out and we'll go on. With this pulled off, which just slid out like that, we're going to pull this back a little bit to give us a little bit of clearance room. And then this, while I break it again, this is going to be fun. I'll mount that there. This came out really stupidly last time. Like, and I didn't even mean to do it the way I did. Like, you have to put a little bit of force on it to get it out. And then I put way too much force on it, and it flew out and broke the clip on the back. So we're going to try not to do that this time. Although I'm already seeming to struggle. Just because of the angle it's at. Really stupid. Come on now. Be nice. Alright, we're going to try to pry a little bit. I think it would be nicer to do it like that. Get under there. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Alright, come on. Come out here, you. Get out of here. Come on, get out of there. Why was it so easy, but so hard to do the last time? It was coming from here. I just don't know if it's the whole thing or not. Oops. Oopsie poops. Oopsie poops. Yeah. Because this is exactly what I did last time. I just pulled like this, put a little too much pressure. Because it doesn't move, right? And it launched itself into the back seat, and I actually broke the clip in the back. I'm gonna be tugging on this for a second. So, okay, I think I figured out the true way to do it. So, you're gonna, while this is in there, you're gonna pull from the bottom until it pops, which it will, and then you'll notice you can't really clear the HVAC. What you do is you then go around the tops, around the sides, pop those out, and then you pull from the top and then lift up. That's the easiest way I can say to get it. Because that's what I had to do. And this was the thing I broke the last time. The plastic tab that this sticks into fell out, but it still works. It still sticks in there good enough. So, on to the next part. We're going to get the whole unit out because it's the CD player / actual head unit thingy. 2 torque support bits again, your T25s. Just gonna undo those because I have to get to my wiring, which is where I initially did that other amp. If you guys see the last video I did, or I can link it in the description, whatever's easier, probably that. But we're gonna get this out of here, and now I'm gonna see what I have to do for wiring, because what I have to do is we're gonna have to run speaker wire from the back of the head unit here all the way to the back of the car for my high level inputs, and then I have to run speaker wire from the amp to each door. I was initially going to just splice it into the main harness here and use that, but I didn't want to cut the wire in case there comes a time when I actually want to get rid of the car. It'll be easier to just plug everything back in. So we're gonna keep that factory shit intact. But we're gonna pull this out, which is also a little bit of a pain in the ass, because everything loves to be a pain in the ass. Alright, you got your connectors in the back there. We're gonna unconnect them. I can't even see what I'm doing. I wasn't sitting in this seat last time. Okay. Tab. Tab. Sorry about the weird angles. Pull. There. That's easier. Tab. Pull. Last one is like a push thingy. It's weird. You actually have to use a screwdriver. It's easier. This little weird ass thing you gotta push, and then you push it and then it pops out. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna judgment my wire here and we'll figure out what we gotta do. Alright guys, in preparation of running the speaker wire to the amp from the front to the car to the back, I cut these 4 lines in 17-foot lengths. I went with 17 because last time I used one of these, this 15-foot roll, did my amplifier to the subwoofer, and I'm counting in for like the extra foot from the radio, because that amp was actually sitting under the dash here instead of in there. and that's where the speaker wire came from. And that one just made it with like a foot to spare, so I added an extra foot. 17 should be fine. That's what I'm working on. I'm gonna run this from, actually looking at it, it looks a lot longer than it needs to be, because it's like much longer than the car. But that's the length I cut it at. I might be trimming some off of it. But I'm going to get in there. I'm going to start wiring the back of the radio. I'm once again using the things I told you I don't like, because they actually did work last time, those things. I'm going to use those to connect to the speaker wire in the back. I'm going to grab the tools needed to do that. Where'd you go there? I need my pliers. Where are my pliers? Where's my needle nose? Oh, okay. Alright. That is what I'm doing. I'm gonna yep, there they are. I'm gonna strip these up. I'm gonna get these in place and ready to snip on. Alright guys, I got all my wires tethered together here. And I did if you're doing it like me, where you're doing all of them at once here, I ended up putting dots on them on both ends to kind of judge what's what. Because I have no way, I don't have like a piece of paper. You could do like a piece of paper with tape or something, but I'm just gonna like write in my phone, 4 dots means left front. So, something like that. So I got these lined up. Next thing I'm gonna work on here is figuring out where to run our main power from our amp to our battery, because I'm gonna route them all together. Some people might claim that's a bad idea because of whatever reasons. But I think I'm gonna try to go through the main wiring harness, which is right there behind this, right back there, and I think it's gonna be the easiest way to go there. So I'm gonna figure out exactly what I have to do here, and I'll show you in a second, like magic. All right, guys, this is gonna be increasingly hard to see. And now I'm playing with this amp wire. I'm gonna try to fish it from the inside here. I think it'll be easier to do it from inside than the out. So right up here. Where is it? Right up there. Right up there is where it comes in. See it? So I'm going to try to fish this wire through there. Don't know how efficient or what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I don't know the word I'm looking for. Probably I can't even think right now. I can't think of the word. Successful. I don't know how successful I'll be, but I'm gonna fish this through there, and hopefully we get it on the other side. Alrighty guys, it took a little bit, but we got it through, and it's right into the actual main harness. The grommet on the side there, I kind of made a little cut in it, just a tiny one, and it took a while to fish it through, but I used a metal coat hanger comes in handy for sure. But we got it in, so now I can run that all the way to the back, along with my speaker wires, and then my remote wire, which I still have to figure out what I'm going to attach that to, because this doesn't use any line out converters. I'm just using the high level inputs, so I'm sure there's something I'll find. If not, I'll put it on a switch or something so I can control it manually. We're gonna fish these through, not wire them up, but at least get them to where they need to go. Alrighty guys, as you can see, I don't have it hooked up to the battery yet, but I do have the fuse in there, and I have everything wired there. I've got this zip tied to this wire and then wire there. I got it ran along the back. I'm being caught on something. And I have this part zip tied. There's a little bracket that was sitting there. I don't know what it was for, but I'm using it now. It's for an amp wire. And of course it goes right into there. It comes out under the floor here. Perfect. Now what I'm gonna do is, I'm actually already sort of started. I'm running the speaker wires to the front. I think it'll be easier going this way first and going upwards. And then I'm gonna figure out what I have to do to run my remote wire. And then I'm gonna start connecting these things in here just to get that out of the way. And we'll be able to go from there. Alrighty guys, we're at the wiring step behind the radio here. I've got all 4 of my speaker wires coming in, all with dots on them, the label, whatever. I'm going 1 dot's front left, 2 is going to be front right, and then so on and so on. Right now I am playing with the wires in the back of the radio. We've got our color diagrams here on my phone. I just found a thing online and I'm hoping it's accurate enough. Considering my subwoofer worked off the same diagram, I'm assuming it is accurate. So for what we're doing now, we're doing the front left, and we're looking for the left front positive signal, which is this plain white wire. Now this could be different on your version of Focus, so don't take my word for it. I do not know. But I'm using these stupid connectors. I always hated them, but we're using them. Now I have a little cut in these already. I'm just trying to get directly lined up with it. I need
needle nose, I guess.
needle nose to crush that.
Open it up.
I know.
All right.
I'm trying to get it open. Piece of shit.
Try doing it the easy way.
There is no easy way.
Exactly.
This is Sparta. Okay. Sure hope this works. That is. Looks good to me. Alright guys, here's number 1. Number 2, which is our front left negative wire, that is white brown. Should be this guy right here. White brown, white wire with a brown stripe. Need another one of those things.
Yep.
White wire, brown stripe. That's your left, front left negative. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alright, yeah. In there. Good. Good. Get this on here. Excellent. Okay. Line it up with our. Get in there. Stop falling out. Line it up. There. Line it up. Needle nose. What do I do with you? Pressed in, and we're not moving. Looks good to me. There is front left input done. All right, next we're going with our front right. Front right is white violet and white orange. We're going with the positive first, which is the white violet. And for front right on mine, we're going to do number 2. 2 dots. There's 2 dots. Split this crap. Right there. There's another connector. Going with the positive first, so we're going to put that there. We're doing violet. This is much easier than I thought it was going to be. I always hated these things for some reason. I think it's because they never worked for me originally. But I don't think I ever did it right. Compress. Wiggle it around, make sure we're not falling apart. There's another one done. Going for our front right negative, which is here, white orange. Once again, got one of these. Ow. A little piece of wire sticking out. Likes to poke you in the finger. Like a hypodermic needle. A needle. Alright. Front is done. That is our front. I know I was looking earlier for a place to put the remote wire on. Turns out there is what's called the radio antenna trigger wire, which is basically exactly a remote wire. And that one is the yellow-orange wire right here, which if your car does not have this, you're going to have to find a more up-to-date diagram, because I don't know, but this is what it is on mine. I'm just going to go with the list of other wires here instead of showing you each one, because it gets tedious. So for your rear left, we're looking looking at, rear left is white green. I don't have a white green, I have a brown green, or gray green. So this is where it's getting weird. Yep. Alright, we got, what's left? We got these two left. These two gotta be them. This gray green and gray yellow. Let's see. See, the fronts were right. Now we're getting weird with these rear ones, because they're gray instead of brown. Maybe they are brown. Oh, they are brown. Those look brown to you?
Yeah, it has like a brownish gray color to it.
Slightly brown. Might just be the weird wire color. Let's see. We got brown, blue, and then brown white, and then we got brown yellow, and brown green. I think they just mislabeled it on this diagram and turned white green is supposed to be brown green. So our positive on the front, or sorry, rear left is the brown green. You got brown yellow as your negative for the left rear. And then when it comes to the right rear, you got brown white being your positive, white stripe, and then brown blue being your negative. So if you're doing a 4-channel system like me, you're going to want your rears as well. Alright, I'm going to finish these up and we're going to go on to the next step here. Alrighty guys, due to some tedious work here, and we're trying to, I know I already set all these up, but I'm going to change it once again, because it's, as you can tell, it's pitch black out now. We've been working at this for quite some time, and we're not very far. But what I want to do, what I wanted to do was go through the door with speaker wire and everything and get it to where I need to hook this all up. But now, because this is just, I can't get this all apart to get under there. It's just, it's too much at this point. So what I'm going to do is run the output wire all the way up, back in the back of the stereo. I'm only going to do this for the front because the rears are actually more accessible. But I'm going to cut, instead of using these connectors, I'm just going to cut the wire in half and then just wire each the input in on one side, the output on the other side. And then from here, the door, your outputs actually come right there on that connector. So this wiring harness here, and that's where I'm just going to cut that and then wire it into my new, whatever the hell that thing's called. But that's my plan. That's my master plan here. Leon's got all the doors finished. I'm not on, but all the wiring and all the not the wiring, the tweeters are in place. He's got all the speakers mounted on their new parts. 2 of the doors are already mounted, not mounted on the car, but like the tweeters for the back are mounted in, which we saw earlier here. Oops, I'm dropping my phone. So at this point, I just gotta run 2 new speaker wires, 2 new sets of speaker wires up to the front here. We're gonna wire them in, for one for the front left, one for the front right, and then those are gonna go for the output of the amp. And then we're gonna run 2 other wires, and those will be easier to get to the back doors because that connecting wiring harness goes in right there, which is a lot easier to get to. So I'm gonna split these up. I'm gonna do my little wiring there, and we'll continue on from there. And then it should be reassembly time after we do a quick tutorial of the wiring on the speakers, which if you're not born yesterday, it's pretty easy to figure it out, but we'll show you anyway. I know what you're thinking. This looks horrible. But it's all for the greater good. What we did was we cut off the back of those, which are the fronts. We did it for both front left and front right, and then we crimped up some new speaker wires.
We're hijacking.
Yeah, we're hijacking wires because we couldn't get in the door. But so I have another set of wires to run all the way down to the amp. It's going to be the output wires. But now we can work on putting the doors together with the speakers, because now we have the wires that we need to assemble them. Yay! So we're going to get to that now. Alright guys, we're still at the door here, and we have made another change to the plan. So, I know I said those two little wires before were the same color. They're not. You're actually going to have to use this speaker, stock speaker wire. It's really annoying. This stuff's tedious, man. So, if you're looking at the connector here, the one with the tab on the side, your right black wire is your positive, the left one is your negative. Don't ask me why this speaker, or this side, the right passenger side door, is the only one that has two black wires with no markings on them. The other one has colors for some reason. I don't know. But that's what we're doing. We are plugging that in. We officially can start putting the door back together. Oh man, it's been a long day. Alrighty guys, we are not done yet, but we are getting close. We're currently finishing up all the wiring connectors. Got the speakers in 3 of the doors at least. All the wiring's done for the front two. Wiring still has to be done for the left, or the left rear. We're finishing up the wiring on the right rear. And of course the fronts are done. Now, I've got everything in the back here ready to go. You can't really see it. I'll try to show you. Under here, I've got my ground wire ran along, and I'm still trying to decide on a place to mount the amp. I'm probably going to go just screw it right into the back of the small seat there. All my wires are here, and now I'm going to connect everything to test fire this amp, because like I said, I don't know if this amp works. I'm really hoping it does. It's an old amp. I'm hoping the capacitors aren't shot in it or anything like that. It still kicks up and works. Guess we'll find out when it starts smoking. Alrighty guys, as you can see, it is another day. And this is just for testing purposes only. I've got this all wired up at the moment. Still some adjustments I have to do. I have to figure some stuff out. But all speakers do play. What I'm going to do today, or now, is I'm going to trim all my wiring, and I'm going to officially mount it. But it does sound good. The thing I have to work on figuring out is, for some reason, I'm not getting right channel. They work when the balance is centered, but if I put the balance to the right speakers don't play. My fade works perfectly fine front to back, so I'm wondering if the amp just has a bad channel. I mean, it is an old amp that I found in the garbage, so it could be that. But that's basically it. I'm gonna clean this up. Clean up all my wires, attach the amp where I want to attach it, and then that's it. Everything is really set. I'm just going to look through my wires and double check everything. These are all the door panels on. Got your tweeter. Of course, it's not exactly flush, but it's fine. I don't really care. Looks like it sort of belongs in the car. Everything is, so far, so good, other than that channel being an issue. So like I said, I'm gonna look through and see what the deal with that is. But that's it. We'll have a little outro video here with it completely put together. Huh, does this unzip? That's neat. I didn't even know that. Alright guys, here is the final resting place. We are all done. Well, I am all done. And I ended up finding my issue with my balance and everything. Turns out, because it was really late at night, we must have just weren't paying attention when we were wiring it. Leon did most of the wiring to the amp itself, but I did the connectors there, the line-in connectors. Both were wrong. The amp had everything is labeled on the side here. It goes positive, negative, then negative, positive for channel 1 and 2. It does it for 3 and 4. And he didn't pay attention to that and ended up running on both positive, negative, positive, negative. So 2 of the speakers were already out of phase. And then to add that, another problem for that, these connectors I ordered on eBay because I didn't have them that came with the amp itself. And the 2 white wires and the 2 gray wires, they're in different places than what the amp calls for. So I wired them up to the wires thinking, no, white with black stripes negative, white is positive. No, it was actually the white and the gray would be the positive negative, and then the other white gray with black wires were positive negative. So they were completely wired wrong. I don't even know how the speakers were working originally, but now that everything is wired correctly and we did some more fine-tuning on the amp itself, I'd have to say it sounds pretty damn good, especially considering what we came from. Stock ST1 sound system is complete garbage, we all know that. This is definitely worth it. Other people do other things. I had this amp from the garbage, basically. I literally pulled it out of the garbage, I think, and it's been sitting in my garage for forever, so it's good to now officially use it and know that it actually works. So I hope you guys like this joint adventure with me and Leon, or Fistofpain. And again, his link will be in the description. He's one of my good friends, and he actually got me into looking at STs to begin with, because he had that Orange Fiesta before I even knew what they were. Give us thumbs up, likes, whatever the hell you want to do. Subscribe if you want to see more content. It's usually spotty, but I'll try to bring out things as soon as I can whenever I get a mod coming on, or some sort of review or something stupid like a race. Alright guys, thanks for watching.